available info maybe? Over towards the mids also.
It is a tall task to ask. You mentioned before,
Wait,
only
Leaf?
really the
Interesting.
teams placing fourth and lower.
Wait, they
were the
both
ones
changed up,
100
right?
Thieves have found success
100 Thieves on
against, and
defense,
here,
G2 on attack.
I wouldn't say they're even
We got
reaching
Raid
too
Boss.
much. They are finding their groove that makes it allowable for them to be able to beat these higher teams and break through the ceiling that they have kind of had this season.
I mean, the stuff got changed, Bacon.
Catapult through
You
it
can
here
survive
against G2
now.
on Pearl is
Doesn't break the ult.
what they want.
Busio going for the classic. Not the weapon, but the classic just turret and sheriff. Trying to play the long range, trying to find the information first as well. And use it a distance to his advantage so he can escape scot-free, but walks into the smoke!
Oh, gets a harm right in his face.
Great stuff, right?
Prowler. Off the bat, Trent gets traded out as a quick kill goes back and forth. Aggression from G2 extends into spawn already. And there's a little fight between the wall here as both of them can't get a clean shot off. Benasito wins the fight.
Good news, 400 Thieves, Trent is down. No salvos for the post plan, but they are doubling up for G2 in the back of the B site. Jonah P also separate because he's expecting some sort of flank because they've lost that vice wall.
Okay, nice seize into that damage as well. Jogamo had no chance with the util use getting back in. And now they swing. Asuna only 4 HP. This is going to be tough. A nice job by G2 to sort themselves out and be able to really figure out how the crossfire is going to work with 100 Thieves retaking the site. It doesn't happen, and G2 get another pistol.
It's now time to play the mind games with G2 against 100 Thieves. Because when you're looking at a lot of these teams playing also this map of Pearl, Vice or Cypher seems
But
to
even
be
the salvos don't wreck that
where,
anymore as well, Bacon.
You know,
It's not as bad as you think these days.
Or you can't recall the util placed by the KJ, for example. And that might be a weak point here that G2 could start exploiting as well against Boostio. 100 Thieves on their end so far from the pistol round to the second round have also been playing 4-1s and giving still a lot of that responsibility for Boostio to anchor up and getting the information from middle onto B. So that players like Asuna could start pivoting up, playing aggressively.
Ooh, they saw quite a few. They still want this. Questioning the salvos here for a moment as 100 Thieves stand ready to take down A. And they're just making sure they're clear on the back. Interesting. Only to insert here. They have so much time to play with since everybody approached A at the beginning of the round. But now they're going to search all the way back, leaving breadcrumbs as they go. One at A, one in mid.
Yeah, Bacon, you gotta do
like
two.
Be able to just string across the map and make this even harder for 100 Thieves to get away back in.
So you leverage the better weapons to move in towards the B side, but Valen, if he walks into this trap of 4 players towards A main, that's a Spectre gone. That could be deadly in the hands of somebody like Asuna, who finally now for Valen decides to pull back instead.
Yeah.
Easy execution towards the end for G2. Now for 100 Thieves, do you want to start pushing forward and really commit to these fights?
The water nearly killed me.
If I was looking for the sign here from 100 Thieves, I'd probably have to try to die to Spike.
Slug death, yeah,
only
dude.
2 away from his dimensional drift. You cannot give that away to him. And for G2's side, if you do want to give the dimensional drift for Jogamo,
You inherit the stream shot.
switch out here, potentially even
Shows in the mods.
Spectre or Ghost. Have Jogamo go for the hunt.
Looks like they'll wait it out. Leaf, though.
Exactly.
He could have something to say about this.
There's Jogamo with the Ghost starting to move forward towards the spawn too. So Leaf is going to find all the information first.
Oh boy, here we go.
And that gives a chance now for Jogamo to move forward.
Oh, this is big for Jog. Now he gets the free peek. Oh, they take him out right away. Leaf's going to get 3,
That
though.
third shot is nice, though.
They're just going back and forth. Oh, is he going to make it? There he goes. There he goes.
Had to pump up the Nikes.
Yeah. Just get that last few jumps in. Another round for G2. This is going to be that buy-in for 100 Thieves, though. Can they start to strike back?
So pretty clean so far. You're still saving those 3 weapons from the previous round. The Ghosts were the one going for the hunt. And then Leaf is able to get 3 kills and also die. So now you're looking at the later rounds when you finally have weaponry for the side of G2 in this bonus round that could potentially still convert on their side.
Dude, what happened to the money here?
They'll have Dimensional Drift and Steel Garden.
What happened to the hard hit? Nah, I think he was 50 off. Desperate.
That could render difficult here for 100 Thieves to hold their defense.
The protection on getting that orb farmed up for Cryo.
Blinding.
And again, 100 Thieves are, I wouldn't say passive on A, but still staying back, giving G2 quite a bit of space in these positions.
Yeah, and you've gone into grabbing the orb too. So now they do have the dimensional drift to work with.
Yeah.
Drone still available. At the minute mark, Trent will probably start clearing down towards the long. Clear some space. Take it with it. It's Jogimo actually with the dimensional drift instead. Trying to split this. Asuna's in a prime spot though in the back of
this jewel's big.
Oh, they're trying to mess with him. They've already freed up the space in A so far. Waiting down to about
It's nice from G2. They take a lot of space. There's a hard retake.
Cryo
has no flashes to get any of this back. He's just got to use all his prowess.
Positioning is in outside of sight at Ard and A. They are ready to post.
It's a classic. We got Astra Suck, and then we're gonna have.
Right now, all 5 players still alive for G2.
Yeah, we gotta start tapping this early.
Util, it's the question. It's got to be all bodies here. It seems from 100 Thieves as they start trading off each other, and it is seemingly working.
Okay, I'm in
Asuna
fast into
tags
this.
on the last
Maybe they didn't
frag
delay
over to
sight
Trent.
enough. I'm not sure.
And they get that hit over to Cryo. Team Ace, you can see
a
everybody
nice
getting
round
their
from
hands
them.
in the pie on that one. Is 100 Thieves get the bonus.
A great fight back. 400 Thieves for
I
sure.
wonder
Going
after
into
this
fighting
if
into the
G2
arts.
will
Yeah, the
put
bonus round from G2
a couple
denied by the guy
more
around
like
100
on the
Thieves.
site, like especially here,
Starts off with
just to
Lucio,
delay a little
trying
bit.
to find the information first. Everybody's there for instant trades. You're not over peeking, over committing to turn around the corner. Just have G2 come towards you.
Let's go, Pete. He's gonna do missiles. No matter, you're the best, bro.
So they know the game plan again. I mean, everybody knows the game plan of Trent trying to stay alive with the salvos. And good on
This is
Austin to
interesting.
punish that right away.
100 Thieves knew where they could stand
They look a little,
to not get hit by this fade eye.
You don't really see that from G2 too much.
Oh, we had a
we
had some anti.
Flying through and continue to grab that orb on the
They
fight.
all stayed behind the line.
That's a
Fade eye
priority we see
goes in, and
nowadays.
instead of shooting it,
Denying that orb also doesn't
they
allow
just hide,
Belief to start
and then they
building up
just
his ult.
insta pop.
So it's a
They
nice
think they're
little
not
victory coming out
close.
for the side of 100 Thieves.
That was nice.
Cryo's the one that's one away here from a dimensional drift this time around, and G2 are running right into him.
All right, one of our first street plays actually coming out of G2.
It's like the greedy fade eye. It goes in the middle here. It catches anyone like behind these or like in front of these lines.
Ooh, the change in elevation catches Cryo off guard there, and he can't get the crosshair leveled out. Jonah's gonna answer back on
Honestly, Bucio did enough though.
As they give EU this to try and get that Nightfall ultimate up a little bit quicker.
Jonah P, yeah, uses it right away.
It's nice
Clears
info
out
from
towards
him.
the street, no information, so the
Yeah,
road
now
leads
they
towards
only
spawn.
have to focus on these two. They got wall behind as well.
Pushing
Yeah,
out.
he takes the space as well. Okay, well,
Oh, they're just gonna
now
stay and
it's
actually
now
keep
it's
this
insanely
crossfire.
rough.
I mean, right now I feel like you're baiting for Jonah P and Leaf. The position from Trent is not playing on the top of the B side.
Wow,
He's
that
playing
fade, I
backside
saw him.
instead. Denied once again.
The sidestep from Asuna, EU, it's enough from him as well, but Leaf still alive, finds one, back into the smoke, knows the defuse, it has to be stopped.
dude,
on this.
Leaf played it
Finds
great.
a second one.
Dude, this fade eye is kind of nuts.
And
Saw him here.
Leaf does it again, the Red Bull clutch for G2.
Almost at this point, you forget here when Leaf is alive, he can also clutch it.
Yeah.
Throughout this story of G2 in the playoffs, it has been Trent all along. When he falls in the 1v1 once again against Asuna, at least you have Leaf there.
Hop on Maple Story, Dan.
Yeah, it was
He
bacon.
has to go back
We
inside
had the one.
smoke in.
We had the one for a bit.
Only Dan, that's EU right there on the side of 100 Thieves. He wants to eliminate him right now.
I didn't realize it gets
So
here
he's gonna
though,
be playing a
bacon.
different game soon, brother. Well, we'll see if
Like, how did this
100
guy
Thieves
get
can say
pinged?
something
Did he
about
peek
that.
out slightly maybe?
Pushing out again towards A, Vans. Orb grabs,
Um,
this seems to just be a focus for them. But
That's a
it is
shame, man.
not
Honestly, 100
getting
Thieves had a
them
pretty
for
cool
rounds.
idea
We'll have to
into
see
that
if it's
anti,
something they're building up
into
to a
into
little
this
bit
like
more
big
later.
round where they fought over towards A.
Focusing towards A, they're in such a mix of
It's a shame when you have
rotation
like a
here.
good
Sets
idea,
up
you get
for
the
it
first kill,
at
but
B site.
you still lose the round.
Cryo beautifully playing the anti-flash, but it's not going to be enough. He knew it was happening, and it's still too much from G2 as they push through on 100 Thieves.
Bloids and T, thanks so much for the Prime, bro. Appreciate the 10.
Asuna didn't even have a chance to activate the
Yeah,
finger
snowball
guns.
no on this one as well.
They immediately cool down as soon as he moves into the site from Jogmo's entry. That was insane what you just did. It was a perfect read coming out from Cryo. A position to avoid the salvos, almost getting that pick as soon as Jogmo comes out of the TP. Jogmo solo opens up the site. But the ult cycles that we mentioned before are still available for G2, but now it's on 100 Thieves. That's starting to build it up on their side as well. Look at that entry.
Oh, that's tough. Just the jumps, the swing, the sway. Jogmo unleashed.
Ewok, Calamate, congrats, dude. Ewok, 18 months. Big Masters qualification. Congrats, dude.
Call a timeout for 100 Thieves.
Long time coming, man.
G2's getting a lot of successes here towards the East plant at the B site. Their bonus round, the only time that they committed towards the A site, denied by a beautiful flood retake by 100 Thieves.
Dennis, thank you for the tier 2 as well, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 34 months. A long time, Dennis. Thank you for the tier 2, mate.
Boostio and his utility here towards the B site / street hold.
Victory resub.
A turret that gets a lot of information.
Congrats on surviving the Chobacast. That's a crazy one.
But if not, there's just not enough big stalls. Jogmo could just TP across the nanoswarms. There's no razor
so
marks.
funny.
Yeah.
Dude, get that first seed, man. The first seed is so nice for this
G2, so yeah,
this
it's
event.
just easy for them to just fast hit into the B sites.
And you saw even if Boostio got to that play as the last one,
I
and he still
believe,
had
dude,
4 or 5 seconds on the alarm bot and the turret from pulling that from A. So even when he does move, it's the last moment. G2's moving so quick, you don't even get to replace or use that turret. We all know we love the NA turret peak. That's how we get around corners here. All right, G2 4 now to 100 Thieves, single round. They grabbed it on that bonus, but the gun rounds continue to flow in favor of G2 with the pressure and the protocols that they're mounting here. Another round towards mid.
Austin already being pushed away, but I love this change of tempo for 100 Thieves. Double push up towards B main, a push towards A main. So you're almost giving the illusion here that G2 is able to take middle.
Okay, I like this
okay, well, this drone
like this proactive 100 Thieves though.
Xander's in a tough spot.
Body system.
Steel Garden.
Get early info over towards B as the pressure comes in. You got the TP. They get 4 over towards site. Dude, they got 4 over towards site.
The forefront of this hit as Armageddon goes right across the feet of 100 Thieves. So does Leaf and Jogmo. And this could be EU trying to get back into the site now. It's a 3v4, but it's an operator for Cryo, so they have to be very careful about the fights they're choosing. They've stopped G2 for now.
They don't know that he's posted up behind the shed, though, at the default spot.
No, they
so
don't.
Still has the whole angle, well, now with the Yoru clone coming out.
Yeah, he's Owen.
Leaf switches out here to the Phantom. Beautiful shot onto Leaf.
Inside the salvo as well, getting the dimensional drift here, and they start
to
source the rest of the players right on me.
Left.
Just shoot through me is basically the call
this is
right
so
now for
nice from
Cryo as
him.
he
The
figures
playing
it out.
time. Oh, dude, they played that nice though. This is good from Cryo.
For Boostio at 100 Thieves.
EU
grab
hit a rare.
very
I mean, he
pivotal
hit some
round.
important kills.
Another failed attempt for G2 towards the A site, but it looked pretty good at the very beginning. But it's all up to EU.
This was so much better from them, right? Being proactive over towards B as well. Body system. Did that early Euro TP.
Onto Jogmo, who's been a nuisance in the entries.
That's a great shot.
400 Thieves to hold. And then delays well enough here. Allowing Cryo to just step up to the plate.
Plat shot tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah. Defensive round.
Same time as normal, I think.
Grouped up for G2. Out towards the B main where Cryo's currently waiting with the op.
There it is.
Nice, bro.
This push-up you talked about from the other round coming out of that timeout that Zix had. They are taking more space, which is also denying that quickly to G2. All right, Jogmo's got space. They don't know where he's actually gotten to with this dimensional drift. Could be a little bit sketchy, and he still wants to push, playing just on the doorstep of this Cosmic Divide. C1, who expects the Jogmo right up in your face.
Kills him and TP's out too. Nullifies the ult, but here comes a defensive Cosmic Divide.
Oh, Judge laying down the verdict. Asuna comes through strong. The operator's there. Cryo in a very tough spot to make this work. And it is going to be one shot for him.
Bullets.
Goes for the close Judge, but I think he's got a rifle now after the situation is sorted. Leaf 1, Leaf 2.
Ooh,
Almost gets the
nicely
reset,
done.
but it's going to be Xander.
Yeah, maybe.
Coming up with a huge
I'd say maybe.
frag to bring
Dude, they just had the
Thieves to
killer
3.
combo though. Killjoy.
Scenario of a 1v2 for Leaf, but this time around, a better
The
protocol
Killjoy
for
O
Thieves.
into Astro. It's so
It wasn't a
strong.
smoke to dance around, it was the wall to
Funny,
drop.
man.
And Xander is able to fight that. He had a Bulldog to fight against Leaf and wins it in the end.
Jeez, it threw the flash too.
Post on it. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Let's win.
That's funny.
Staying loud for the team is Asuna.
Yeah.
Holding with the
Koala
judge.
noob
This
as well.
time with
Hello,
the
mate.
Phantom. Ops still
Hello,
available
good
for
to see you as
Cryo.
well.
And once again,
Oh, I'm an
G2
icebox.
with the stinger buy. So
Loved
they
it.
force into the last round. They go into a half buy this round. And they want to fight into main, not allowing Asuna to get forward control of the A orb at the very beginning. Or anyone from 100 Thieves, as a matter of fact. Oh.
The
Unlucky, it's a
melee
little bit
out.
unlucky on the
Leaf
timing.
sits
Guys,
Asuna
it
down
it
on
looks so
here.
nice,
They said,
honestly.
here's a drink. Have this for the round. And they move through art. This is the kind of stuff 100 Thieves cannot have happen. And they start to trade back, knowing that it's getting a little dire here as fast as they just lost Asuna. The great trades, great backup.
No way,
Nice
the
play
boys.
behind the
Oh,
site.
that's
It's gonna be
such a
enough for
strong
100
hold,
Thieves.
man. EU just
Cryo
knows he
and
has to
EU
keep
with
his
a
gun
double
out,
team
doesn't
there,
even
just taking down G2.
consider using any
Elixir is half
util.
by now
Held
for
his
G2
right the
running
whole
towards that site. They
time.
did add a little bit more pressure into the site. They have
Dude,
information
those
of
two
where
are
Cryo and EU are currently
locking
posted.
down over
One bidding towards the
towards
front. Cryo to
A
fight
at the
first.
moment.
EU staying behind flower pots or also
I do
dugout.
think that
It's been
G2 are
similar
going to
positions,
do a
hit after
timeout and
hit
you're going
for
to see
G2
him
against
play a
100 Thieves
lot
towards this A
slower.
site. So you're slowly learning as you move it
Because
across, but
Cryo
will
is
this be enough?
every
Because,
site
yes, you may
at
know
the moment.
positioning, but the shooting is still so much better on the side
Like
of
everywhere
Cryo
they
and
go,
EU
they're
on this
hitting a
A-side
little bit
defense.
too early, so the Euro can always 100% be there.
Coming out with the operator, he is getting fired up right now.
At least not almost fainting this time around.
Yeah. He's good. He's just making G2 faint with these shots from the operator right now. Asuna as well, now taking the position of Cryo to get the push-up. Still safety in the Neon to get out of the situation. So they're not playing it too risky still.
But with the Neon that they spot, they should
The
think
defender
that
is
the Cryo
attacker-sided.
is currently
I mean,
posted on the A site, who now just TPs
It's normally
towards B.
attacker-sided, but
This is
Vice
still pretty
honestly
good for
messes
G2.
some
They're
stuff up.
Just finding early info and now trying to pivot into middle and the mid round.
Playing off the dismiss. Throws down the channel.
Look at this
Asuna,
guy, he's
oh,
crazy.
dip, ducks, and dives himself to a headshot on
Look
Leaf.
at what we just
The
saw.
activation
That's,
streak now
I've never,
comes through, and
I've
who's
never
gonna
seen
own the
anyone
road on
react
this
like that
one?
with
It
a
looks like
Neon
100
man.
Thieves deny it for
Maybe
now.
really good
I don't
read
even know
into
if
like how
G2
they
wanted
like
that
to
altogether. Maybe the
play
kill
this
would
as
have
well when you just see
allowed
the
them
solo
through,
Vice,
but they had a second
because
thought in
he was
mind
so
already.
confident that no
G2
one
is
else
not
was
necessarily
around.
playing the stop and go or stop and let them come towards us. They're all just splitting around and making some noise, but not really looking towards their backs. So, in my eyes, it looks like they're committed towards an A-site hit.
Lucio, man, you
Lucio
gotta do a
in
lot
tricky
here,
spot
man.
here. Finds one. Maybe a second, the flash comes through, and it's just going to be too much for him. And Xander falls just short on that swing with Boostio. Great movement by G2. They get another round where they silently move into a site, but they have to push forward, not knowing what else is on the
Holy.
other side. Cryo.
It's
We
another
get some
ult.
more quick scopes / no scopes out of this
One,
game.
two.
Now he sees what he has to do, giving Asuna the idea of how to do it as well. And that's one. Trent in the clutch situation. Armageddon's there, so he can just spark it off, cause the run. The peak comes through. Oh my God! Cryo hits the shot. The little duck
That's
to get another
impressive,
shot
man.
of Trent as well.
That's impressive.
Couldn't have been more picture perfect. Cryo gets the defuse.
Cryo is back. Trent played it perfectly.
Oh.
Did Trent just think he wasn't going to peek after? There's definitely a bit of
In
hesitation.
map number 3, when Trent is in those clutch moments, just
And they got the
missed a
tail
few.
out of him.
Oh my God, the op wide swing, the little pause, the little crouch. Yeah, they're feeling it now. And this
No,
is exactly what
G2
100 Thieves needs to do
have got to
shut
start
down
getting
G2.
a.
And
You
Trent
got to
played
start
the
feeling a
off angle as well,
little
forcing
bit panicked here.
Cryo right into his crosshair. Headshot level.
Dude, it ended up being a
little
poppin'.
bit too late.
The wide swing on
the
that.
tracking, on the tracing against his opponent.
And he dodges the Armageddon.
By the way, can we talk about how Matt just wide swung? Like Matt knew he would win, by the way. Matt just wide swung so wide, like a pop-in swing with an up.
That's what I'm saying, man. Who does that? Cryo does. Had it on Sage last game, not the op, but he's been playing out of his mind here for this series, topping the charts for the 100 Thieves side.
And this is a G2 timeout. The first one being used on this map. Still one left for each team. But you are starting to press that button. You're starting to feel here that you're losing grasp of this map of Pearl against 100 Thieves, who again, remember, have been
this match
successful.
Yeah,
Dude, this year.
After the first map, I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Any type of attempts that G2 is trying to make towards the A site.
I don't know,
From
man.
entries to post plant.
100 Thieves got kind of well, not fortunate, but obviously they won pistol double bonus, double pistol double bonus on split.
All right.
But this,
a deep breath for the side of G2
like they're 4-1 down,
Thieves
and they're looking kind of good. These two are insanely confident right now.
Kill rounds or post plant defuses, it has not mattered. 4 in a row now for the Thieves, and pretty much since this op's been online to control one side of the map. But they lose a bit of A this time. The G2 push 100 Thieves back from that initial defense towards A, but not that C push. Still wants the drone, practice and aim. Oh my gosh, trading prowlers, but not space just yet, Vance.
With that, we see the Euro take the TP as well to join over here. Now I got a 4-person stack over towards here, and yeah, they saw him.
Oh, the muzzle of Valen's weapon just peeking out beside the wall.
Oh, that's a big kill. Give over towards B looks kind of easy. Booster's got a decision to make. He has no idea that there's no one.
But now forcing rotates once again.
Look at how he's playing.
With the up, and I love the repositioning. Going back towards main, control this area. So you kind of will just keep them pinned towards this A site.
Vice ult fake.
Is to try to fake
no Euro TP to take that full A. Main control though, this is a good clear from him. Dude, Cryo just cleared this as well, so doesn't have to worry about behind for a little bit.
Astral form, so he didn't really have to rotate too much. They do see the hit coming into A though. Fade along with the salvos. That's going to be Trent taking a shot to the shoulder. Xander is always there on the crossfire.
The info's nice for Cryo, no?
G2's ready to find their targets. They source out a few in the site, make it 2v2 and Leaf makes it a 1v2 for Boostio.
That's
here.
An absolute
on the
shot, though.
And Leaf again
That's
is
an
pushed
absolute
forward.
shot,
they stop
man.
the bleeding and pick up another round on the side of G2.
And look at the map manipulation from G2. How did they win that round? All of 100 Thieves dying back towards the spawn with the exception of Cryo. That fake that was thrown by Leaf
fakes over towards B,
so
comes
good.
back
Good
in
enough.
time. The pop.
And for G2 to stay alert, to jiggle back into main, expecting somebody to push up and gain that space and control that space towards main, was a heads-up play on the side of G2 at a man disadvantage.
I think it's a great point you make
force
with
them down to
Leaf
eco.
throwing the ult on B, but
Hero
still
got
being able to get
wait,
to A to help.
wait.
Facing the timing G2 know within these rounds.
What am I
so
missing here?
can help.
Why has he got the
Crazy
hero
to see
gun
him
with
cross
no
map
armor and
then
no
get
one
the
else
two
is
to end the
buying?
round.
And with that thrifty, now 100 Thieves' economy is broken. Hero rifle in the hands of EU. Far away from the fight as G2 is executing towards B. It's an open site for them to plant and
They
take.
scream on through here. Already held back. Jogamo.
Got a lot of space.
on that
Aston can
back
create a
alley,
lot of
elbow
pressure. He's going to
area.
open that wall.
And this is going to be a tough
Ado
retake
gets
here. Maybe a
used.
few shots can go through, but
Dude, is
G2
EU
looking
just
to clean
gonna,
this up
like,
and bring it to 6-5.
Set everyone up, and
Also
then if
just
they
waiting
get
the
kills,
whole
go
time
for
and
it?
finally activates for the flank behind this B site.
They're actually going into spawn. G2 are now encroaching fully into the spawn side of 100 Thieves to end this round. Leaf with the first one, and now the dominoes start to fall here as G2 clean it up. They swarm 100 Thieves, and we have a 6-5.
They felt like they had the read, man. They really felt like they had some kind of read as well. So like last rounds when they did the Astral, maybe not enough people playing on site, so they thought they were going to learn from that. So they can play heavy over towards site. They can just all off elbow. But as we can see, no one's elbow.
Not needing big util to flood back and fight. Now op for op. Leaf.
Okay, because he bought last round, he's got a stinger, but he's got fade over still. At least he didn't use that.
And Cryo still has his.
This is the main gun though.
Ooh.
Recall swing.
Yeah, you think. I was waiting for it there.
Yeah, and they might be on top of the
one
fact
to
that
give
Leaf
up
wants
the
to
first
buy
blood
this.
at
I'm not too
point to
sure.
end the first half. I mean, EU already has a low buy on this, so he'll be the one to at least jump and see what he can be as a human sentry with this stinger.
You know, now at 110 left, there's a second TP coming out from the Yoru. So posted up towards Art. G2, they
got a kill with the last round. Oh, okay, then, yeah.
And start activating Leaf so he can slowly inch up with this off towards the A side. You already see him move just a bit. Now being powdered out and cleared. Leaf wants to let himself get hit by
the fact that it didn't.
So that should be a tell for 100 Thieves that it is still the op posted up on that side, especially now with this flash.
So much util being used for the ground that really no one's actually holding just yet. Asuna is on the side though. Relay bolt hits him. Really nice utility used to escape on this one, and Cryo.
You're in so much trouble. Yeah, he's in so much trouble.
Leaf activates. The op is down, and A site is now G2's.
Fade, but no one hits capitalize off of it.
I guess they're seeing if everybody is there for the tags, the plant goes down. But that's not really going to be used for the retake here. They're going to have to go off what they can. Xander using a few more of those marks still.
Keep an eye on Jonah P right now, going for a big play.
The push through. Trent actually makes a very aggressive decision without any help through that smoke.
Boostio on top of it. Oh boy.
Right to the cheeks of Boostio. He goes down. This is going to be the shots from Xander though. And EU looks like they could easily close down this round. They find Jonah P, who's pushed all the way to Flower, and it's not
he won that as well. Dude, they got 6. It's such a good half from them.
Pressure back for that last round.
They're probably going to struggle against the Vice though.
One half to decide now who will move to Toronto, or who will continue for the chance to move to Toronto, and who will get eliminated here. But how many times now in these post months, this time with, did you see right here, Trent holding back towards the default box, is not given a chance to fall back to play his util and get it punished every time. 100 Thieves looking good on their defense, and now they have to fight back on the attack.
We're all tied up at the half. It is anybody's game on Pearl between 100 Thieves and G2 when we return.
Double duelist. Yeah, I mean they at least have the Yoru clone to try. Like try prioritize B default, get that clone out, get the wall. Teams are just so good at shooting this clone before it gets to the wall. That's the issue. Or they could just double dive it and just accept the wall. We'll see. Can the coaches talk in halftime? Yeah, they're allowed to talk this whole time now. How tired am I? I'm pretty tired at the moment, to be honest, not gonna lie. But at least there's no Pacific tomorrow to wake up for, so I'll sleep late until plat chat.
Hope you didn't go anywhere. If you did, get back here. Come back. Come back. It's time to get back
Discord,
into the second
I can do that
here.
for
Pearl,
sure.
The final map in this best of 3 series, the final match of the day, and an elimination game for one of these 2 teams. Whoever wins moves on to face Evil Geniuses after their win over Crew today, but it is about these next 7 rounds that one of the teams can grab here. On to Pearl.
And looking at the recent history of this map for both teams, G2, the amount of times that they played this map against teams from the Americas, you've had halves that went 6-6 for all of their games, C9, MIBR. For 100 Thieves with this composition, went 1-5
It's currently
on their
3-2 with the Pistols.
Against Sentinels to lose that
1-0 for G2 on this,
13 is an overall
on this map.
So now 100 Thieves trying to push out and stuff the early
good
push
entry.
Xander
spots him as well.
And they have a
Dude, it's gonna gun him down.
Beautifully done. Okay, they read that. They all push through. Never mind. I thought EU was going to try to get through on that. But they get themselves safe.
A bit of pressure over towards A. Yeah, they don't know about it.
Why is he waiting with the spike? They need
kind of messed up the stun a little bit, but so good. Clear the question mark over towards A. Still got that lock info over towards middle. Obviously can put a star down for the after plant here as well.
And now they reset.
Mollies? Wait, one molly on spike, right?
You still have that lurk too coming in from Xander. Leaf Pushing forward. I think they just saw his gun, so they know that G2 is already trying to make a slight attempt to get back into the site. A little bit of a smoke maze to get through as they caterpillar their way into sight. And 100 Thieves
1-1.
stay alive.
It's so...
Everybody getting a frag on that one.
4-2 overall in the pistols.
And the story continues on 100 Thieves dominating the A site control.
Dude, you can't force by their stingers on defense as well, so they got to eco.
Some sort of weakness towards B when they had some success towards that side. But A is the name of the team. The story is being told on the A site battles, always being won by 100 Thieves so far.
Fucking
beta. Tree, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 5 months. Thank you, thank you. Don't kick Cupid's PC. Bacon, give me in practice on Wednesday or Thursday.
Flying down towards C
or Tuesday.
Just to kind of abruptly say, we're here. But
give me in practice, man. I'm ready.
It's going to be an orb grab.
I haven't touched the game in 2 months. But I'm so ready.
They are still trying to bring Asuna back to clear. On the pistol round, he was going all around the map. Now if he goes towards R, that's 3 people raiding. It has to be cleared.
Oh, there's a four-person trap of the...
Full
don't do it. Oh no, don't do that instant reaction, bro.
That's Phantom picked up by Leaf.
Cryo. Cryo hits 1, Cryo hits 2, but they are trying to pressure in to get this Guardian down, and it's going to be Valen taking out another one. A 2v1 out of this situation.
Honestly,
Bustio is there to shut it all down.
Could have been a lot worse.
Hit
the plant down as well?
100 Thieves adapt.
Close.
And good call there for 100 Thieves on the pressure.
G2 should be happy with the damage done, to be honest. 2 guns, right?
When he lost that rifle to Leaf,
2 guns
back
lost.
towards the double doors of Streets. You kept 1 player back, just preventing the push coming out from G2 from Art. It's only Leaf alone inside the Streets. You want to try to come back and fight and trade in that spot, salvage the weapon back in your favor, and just stuff the last remaining players from G2, only at Classics to work with towards the Art. Salvaging around, winning the anti-eco, now going into the bonus. That's very healthy. 3 rifles on the side of the 100 Thieves. Asuna already moving forward towards control of the A site, and it's given up by G2's side.
Did we do the NA buy?
God's sake. Stacks, you want to try finding information in the very beginning where it's hard to get.
NA buy, but they get your ult.
Hasn't used his,
okay, I like it more.
His eye in the very beginning. So you're just trying to leverage this player to jump spot for information. Now it's being used. 112 on the clock spots, nobody towards middle. And that gives the upper hand now for 100 Thieves to start working around that map. You forced out the drone for the second. Within 10 seconds, both utils been used.
And Sandra's been keeping his stars, placing them kind of as battle stars over towards C, to B, dismisses. Now places towards A so the team can activate. So they're trying to throw a bunch of misdirection. And there's one that works. Austin has got the side of Leaf as they swipe their way through Art into sight here. Cryo with the spam, with the eyes, the haunt comes up huge.
Fade eyes, this is a nice fade eye on this one.
Is only
how early is Xander gonna go? That's really early. Damn, bro. Dude, please go stay alive.
Everyone from G2 is rotated.
Dude, chill. You won. Oh my goodness. Look at him go. The confidence is crazy.
That's the thing, though. Do they know where 1x1 is right now with the movement of 100 Thieves on this one? So much credit to how they played the back and forth here. Very G2-esque, actually. They get a taste of their own medicine on this round, and they can't figure out where 100 Thieves is popping out of the woodwork.
Well, we just talked about the haunt and the drone.
Let's start talking about this a little bit.
Both initiators.
You got 2-9 loss bonus.
One posted up EU towards the orb of the 8 boxes.
3-1, 3, sure.
Is utilized by the
not that much. You get an extra 1,000 on this.
And because the information was not gathered by G2, you can't over-rotate. You can't rotate early. You're still playing, I think it was a 2-1-2.
How are they doing ult-wise?
On the extremities of the site, you find a weakness
Xander gets his ult pretty early.
Into the A site, and you punish Leaf.
They're miles away from ults.
Right towards the Art, and it opens up everything to allow 100 Thieves to even get a bonus against G2. Economy's back in shambles, and Valen seems like he wants to go for a hero rifle here.
I mean, they're going to buy stingers.
That haunt as well.
Yeah, that haunt had too much time and huge return on investment. He's feeling it. Despair. We're seeing the duality of man change back and forth between Josh RT and Zix. and who's winning and who's losing the round.
Lugamo
Right
wanted to
Ziggs
buy
is feeling the
Ghost, but
power
he's going to make
that
sure he
his team
saves
bringing
enough
to
for
the
an op.
table. Mid covered here by Boostio.
And look at this, insta push Boostio. Yeah, he got the info, but you're locked in.
Get out of this, and he's going to have to play for his life and play for some damage.
Get off angle.
One, almost the second one, but the swing and squat coming in is enough from Valen as they got that trade in.
And on the other side, Leaf is playing soft side on B, so he could activate
Yeah,
both
Leaf's
of the
done a good job at do they have no space? Oh, this gets weird.
So slowly but surely, you're seeing the pincer maneuver coming in from all angles.
Because this drone just cleared everything here as well, so that creates so much pressure behind. They don't want to take any space because they don't know like how much on the eco they are to give them any guns.
They feel like going a little bit closer is what's going to give them the info they want. Well,
it's going to see Trent play incredibly late here.
So we actually see them peeling off to go back to site to find out where the rest of the G2 members are. And it's a tell. Xander knows he's killed the flank, and 100 Thieves can now lock down on the priority target. Jonah P, 2 shots left in the Sheriff, and he just needs 1. Xander's got the Vandal ready. And caught stuck. That's the
what a
shot
stun
he
that
needed.
was.
Nicely done by Xander, always having the stars ready.
It's close.
Even in the battle
Dude, he hit some
moments
nice
to
shots.
clutch the round.
3 flankers coming out from G2 at the front of the east side, and only 1 player flanking towards the end for Trent. And Trent needed to win that fight on the 1v1 against Xander. You saw what happened towards the end. He stays alive, plays both stars. It would have been a different story because Jonah P let in some beautiful shots at the very beginning on the lower buy that you had for G2. And now 100 Thieves have reached double digits. G2 playing from behind. G2 potentially about to get eliminated in this series.
Operator for Jogamo. These are the moments for 100 Thieves we talked about before. The first 3 rounds of a half, the first 4 rounds. For some reason, the 5th is when G2 come back. But Cryo says no, not this time. They want to take this 5th round for their own as well. Few smokes forward. We can see the stars are laid down by Xander,
you're in so much trouble, man. You got to somehow kill 2 or get out of there.
100 Thieves do not look like they want to stop the pace of this round.
And Trent gives up the space.
Spam comes through, insta headshot from Trent. They delayed the spike. They have to figure out what the back of the site looks like before they continue and try this again.
Before the plant though, they can chill.
Oh, and it's a cosmic divide on the defense. Yet a drone spots Boostio.
That could be huge.
Oh yeah, crazy guy. Yes, that is such should not be a thing. What?
This is now an open flat,
I can't,
and now
man.
you have inserted players on
I
late
can't,
lurks.
dude.
EU might be the backstab
If he got that
will
kill.
kill G2.
They're checking the site. They know they have a bit of time. Oh, there
Dude,
it is.
he has Fatal now as well. He has
Fatal.
Fatal.
Lurker's going to be 11th round for 100 Thieves on the horizon here, but you have Trent and Valen, 2 huge clutch potentials on the side of G2. The spams come through. They're just trying to create chaos on 100 Thieves when they need structure. They have this round without spamming into the smoke. Why do it?
Dude, this fade eye as well. Oh my goodness, dude. The fade util.
Asinophile's the last 2 away, and that's another round for 100
arm
Thieves.
on him as well.
EU now in flow state in this 3rd map. Util, he's 10-10-10. He's perfect.
The triple-double.
Dude, they called a timeout and he's just staring at him the whole time.
Oh, Boostio's in and out.
Stringing out 5 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves, forcing the last time
Dude,
out
this
of G2.
re-peek from him on site is... I can't explain
it.
how mad it is.
That rotation from G2 that much more. Like you said, the wall, not knowing the rotation. G2 almost played against themselves on that round, honestly, and it's going to be a timeout.
Oh, man.
So they can play
He's
together.
so funny,
get
bro.
themselves back in. They are 2 rounds away from being eliminated.
And it goes back now to the veto. Haven was let through. G2 wins it, and you think, okay, well, Split and Pearl, they have not been successful maps. 400 Thieves. But they've mentioned now the interview, the conversation that Ziggs had with Liz, worked around the clock, building up a game plan to play against G2. G2 who has been unstoppable this whole split.
Neutronic 119, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the prime. Thank you for the 17 months, mate. Dude, this is a full eco pretty much. They don't have too much behind this. No armors, 1 stinger, 1 sheriff. Still don't have ults.
Potentially 100 Thieves.
It's crazy what they've been able to do. Ziggs saying it was pretty much overnight, and how proud he is of the team for being able to do that. You got to wonder now what that next level of 100 Thieves looks like. It's hard to understand.
And it's the most crucial round for G2. You need to convert. They've done it before in 50 rounds.
Yeah, they're not messing
they have
about.
the lowest buy as possible, and they're playing. They're buying so they can play the overtime if they lose
Opens
this
the
round.
wall up so once the team gets there, they can go through. You might have to commit a little bit here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Looking to defend
How?
this. They want to get
How?
back in immediately.
How?
Use these small
How
guys to get
was
into
he
the
alive?
side. They played this yesterday, trying to get the comeback, trying to get the round.
Oh
that
boy.
gap closed, and they are going
Oh
to be able
boy.
to thrifty one more round in their favor, but there's a long way to go.
Although it's later in the second
I
half.
think he had to commit into his
G2 in a
teammate's
similar
molly
scenario as
there,
they did
the
against
Killjoy
Sentinels
molly.
yesterday.
It's hard though,
Sentinels
that's a
winning
rough
pistol
situation
round
for
and
him.
G2 forced into a thrifty buy, and they string so many rounds in a row to almost push it into overtime and just falter in at the last second. And now they have some room to breathe once again, breaking the econ somehow of 100 Thieves. It was 5 rounds in a row
forcing
won by
down
100
to an
Thieves on the second
eco.
half, and somehow there's
And they're
only
about to
a
get all
rifle
their
in the hands
ults.
of EU in
Oh
round number
boy.
19.
It's gonna get so close. It's gonna get so crazy close.
Ooh, tempting that first arc play initially. Jonah P backs up here. He's one from alt. Steel
Nice
Gardens up. G2 has a lot of ways to play this one where they can wait till the last moment, but Jogamo is going to say right off the bat, we want to make a mark on round 19. Spike's down here, so you know they're just looking for the fights on the side of 100 Thieves. There's one. Stun for Valen means nothing, but EU does get that trade. Leaf's already there on the back to help his teammate out here, and it looks good for G2 to take a breath and figure out how to instantly close this round out if the spike does get planted.
And thankfully they're finding all of this here in a lower buy for 100 Thieves.
Yep.
They know now that Leaf's utility is being set up towards the B site, that they're playing a buddy system. The op also is identified with Jogmo pushing up here with
Pretty
Trent.
far away from old
So
spot
you're
from
using a drone to clear
Boosters
space.
ult.
And then once you hold up that spot with the op, you see Trent moving back. They're keeping a buddy system of a 2-2 right in the middle area so they could trade out against an aggression potentially from 100 Thieves. So in the later rounds when 100 Thieves have weapons to work with, they're probably going to start baiting this wall out towards the B site. Just to thin out
Honestly,
the
though,
defense on the side of G2.
getting that Yoru ult out.
Just waiting for him
That's
to take
small
down
win.
Cryo. Ooh, those Josh RT timeouts are pretty pivotal. Resetting the team, slowing down 100 Thieves, but this is exactly, like you said, how it happened. They paused at 11, then it crept over to 12. It took a few more rounds, and then it was solidified. G2 were just in this spot yesterday. They have to know what to do. We get to round 20 now. The operator is out for Jogamo still.
So one away from ult here. If they do take
See
A
if
control,
G2
then
can bring
obviously they
back with 3
can.
more to continue this pressure.
This
The
might be a fast
double
tempo.
salvos,
Boostio
I guess,
will put this
cancel
bird
it.
up on middle. And while the rest of them are taking the A side control, Boostio is going to meet up with the rest to try to get this lockdown if possible. Already though, counter util coming out from G2 to push them back and not allow the lockdown to be picked up yet. But if it does, that could be an instant ult towards the A site.
Oh, there's Killjoy ult.
Everybody hopping away. There's 3 cut audio and stay, or yeah, 3 cut audio and stay though. That drone is just going to be a footstep until it leaves. And now they're
gonna get a rifle to shoot that.
towards mid to try and reactivate. Wait, yeah, that was Boostio running into the corner there to make that noise and get everybody a little activated with this lockdown.
But the drone already spotted towards middle. They know the split's coming towards the A site.
Damn, that was
TP out,
really nice from
Jogamo
him.
till the
Literally last second TP on this
Obviously,
one.
he's gonna catch someone
Beidou
off
goes
guard
in,
there,
hits
and it's
3.
exactly the type of plays that G2
Wait, did
needs
it
right
even?
now.
Yeah, it did
Look
hit
at
3.
all of these marks, finding the members of 100 Thieves, trying to get into the site.
Massive
from
duel
Jonah
coming up
P's
in mid
Nightfall.
there. EU. Good off angle.
He's in a big spot now.
He can't look
Wait,
away.
does this ult
He
hit him?
cannot double take this. He has to go.
Oh, it
it's
said it didn't.
time!
It said it didn't hit him, and then it hit
Never
him.
have I seen timing like that? EU goes down. Everything's working well. They have to pressure him. They jump into his face. Again,
did he move?
He's trying to create chaos when they could use a little bit of structure in those situations. And G2 get another round. We don't need to be jumping around corners like that when you know what's happening.
Did he
I gotta
move?
say it, but G2, they are playing structured. They're feeling good. And they are making the plays that
I don't
matter
think he
here.
moves,
and the
but
closest one to
maybe.
the ults on the side of G2 is Trent, so they'll have him get that defuse so they could get the rotate on the Armageddon as soon as possible. But again, I gotta say that having EU coming back towards the top middle and breaking that drone
Dude, I don't
that
think
came
he's
out from
moved
Trent,
there.
it kind of defeated the plan.
I'm pretty sure
that
on
Lucio
the
was
screen
trying
it
to
says
do
it's
there.
not going to hit him.
I thought he was going to try to sell some
He
sort
didn't
of
move
big
an inch.
ult, and then you try to push back towards middle
Yeah, bro,
instead.
that's a face
And
of.
now it seems that they committed themselves to split towards the A side, and Jongimo's been good. That's the second time that he waits for
Dude,
the
that's
last second
devastating.
on any type of util to get the op kill and escape.
Speed. Going fast. Haunts go out, so they get the haunt out for now at least. Get a smoke out. They're in and out for the orb.
Yeah, just been maxing for now. You already see here on the side of the B side, Xander is watching for a push on that end. So you'll probably try to do a recall, swing out towards that side, maybe punish Jogimo if you can. Actually, 100 Thieves are going back to work middle. They still have 2 Prowlers on the side of EU here to try to find where defenders could be on the side of G2 side. But again, this is just a lower buy that you have for 100 Thieves.
Let's start looking at the ults again.
Around where you're just trying
Miles
to
away,
find,
miles away, miles away, miles away. This is it.
if you're playing passive
At
or a little bit more
11-9?
aggressive here for
Dude,
G2
this
in the
next
later
buy
rounds,
rounds.
and maybe try to punish that when you have weapons to
mate.
work with.
They know that
Surely.
is ringing out now.
There's gonna be
Push him
a
off the
big
line
round
so
that
he
100 Thieves
cannot
have with
such
double
an
wall.
easy shot. And they're starting 100 Thieves to encroach
It's
towards
gonna be the
this
next
site.
round most likely.
Leaf doesn't even miss a shot on
They
the
just need to
jumping
get EU
Lucio,
an
and
orb
that
or a kill or a
almost hits
plant.
through the wall. Waiting. Everybody trying to get the right play in here. Oh, just turning the corner. Cryo gets that shot. A little bit of revenge from earlier, but Leaf is still doing work. A 3K to his name and a possible ace on the board here.
That's the plan that I
Very
was talking
healthy up
about.
top.
But dude,
Actually
this is a
hasn't taken
winnable
any
round.
damage as they find one more. Cryo underneath for the 3 of his own. A double ace on the boards as Trent steals that away from
3
one
bullets.
side. Trent's gonna get the last 2.
Going for a
Little
big
bit of a
play.
full house.
At
Leave
least
over
he didn't
Trent's.
ult here
They're
though. I
gonna
like
get
this
that
from
defuse
Cryo.
for
No
the
overheat on
initiator,
that one.
Tejo
Super
as well.
tempting to do it,
As
but
the
I
10th
wonder if the
round
comms
now
came in
comes
from
up
his
here
teammate
for
that he was
G2.
wrecked.
Will this not be the fake comeback?
We'll have to see here in the later rounds, but that at least 400 Thieves to make that very close and almost even convert that in their favor is looking dangerous. Again, these moments for G2 when you're getting closer and closer towards the tail end of this map, they've always let it slip on the side of G2. You're seeing similar scenarios this time around against 100 Thieves, and at least what I like from that 2v2 towards the end is when Cryo was able to insert himself towards the spawn and get that kill onto Jonah P rotating. At least the last 2 players flipped the map. Push back with the stun here that Trent had onto the
He didn't
platter.
move, yeah, you could tell on the replay it didn't
Double
move.
up and get the pick.
It's the
But
bug,
all these
man.
plants, all this orb maxing coming out on the side
It's a
of 100
bug, but
Thieves,
there's
EU
damage
now has a
done.
Nightfall available going
But
into the next round. So you're calling out this
I've
timeout. You're
seen-
trying to cook
I've
something
seen
up here
replays for
and for the Thieves.
worse
Just
things.
such good ults for them to get information, to play pulse plants as well from the Dimensional Drift from Cryo and from EU.
And it's a great point too, because even in 2 rounds, it's got to be some pretty spectacular things to get G2's ults very much online. They have the Armageddon. So you're right, if 100 Thieves can figure out a way to use these, they have the upper hand just looking at what everybody's bringing to the table here for these final rounds. The buys are there, Jog keeps the operator. The money obviously in favor of G2 here as
What do
we
we
head
got?
into round 22.
These
4
two,
in a
the
row
killer
now for
combo.
G2.
You just saw us going to this map here, and there's a lot of pings towards the back of the site.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a straight line, so maybe the plan now for G2 is to play the retake. You're seeing that it's a weak side towards B. They're putting the op from Jogimo on that side first, putting a heavy lean towards the A site. And then you could use the Armageddon for the retake if they falter and give up the B side. Before now, 100 Thieves are splitting towards A, and the wall is late. It's actually deep into the site to try to split the push.
He spotted
Behind
wall,
Cryo's
but
ult.
They're going right in. He's going to be
Doesn't
able to
wanna
plant on those
overwhelm
vines, no
himself.
problem, but he can't leave the vines. The Armageddon's coming through. I don't think he's
Oh,
going to
God,
make it.
you ain't got
He does
nowhere
just
to
on the
sit,
side.
man.
A little bit of damage
Salvo's
is done,
though.
but G2 is able to come in huge. Trent gets another salvo kill on the week, we should say, as Asuna answers back. They can breathe a moment,
3v5 at its
reset,
peak.
and calm what's next.
There's no util for G2 to
No
find information
mollies.
through these smokes, though. They
So
have
gotta
to be now
frag
timing
out.
for the retake.
Nobody can be in those hot spam spots. Get yourself behind a wall and try to hide. Valen quickly swinging out of the smokes, able to get one. The battle star for a smoke and a defuse to come up on both sides. As he now puts up the A main one. Early spam from
that's a
Busio
mad
is
kill.
retaliated by Jogamo, and it's not
I'm
going to
not
be
sure about
enough.
that one.
This is a tie game now for G2
Not sure about that one.
versus 100 Thieves.
Ooh.
And all of that util coming from the timeout. So rare do we see walls being placed down towards the staircase of the art. Razor finds to combine. The trap play was also set. So Trent, his position towards the A site is not only to allow him to use his Armageddon to retake towards B if the read
Yeah,
was
they got the
incorrect.
best kill
But
from
you
that
just
ult
saw
as
what
well.
happened within that site.
was the
when
fade ult.
Thieves tried to go for the plant. A huge trap play off the Armageddon, and Salvos towards the right side to completely take cover of the A site and not give a chance for 100 Thieves to position themselves.
There's that op gun.
Set up to play the post plant. And now tied 11 to 11. The economy is broken back on the side of 100 Thieves, and G2 full arsenal, all back in hand, still in hand of Dogimo. And they have everything covered up for now.
Yeah, they've moved that op over towards A, trying to give 100 Thieves just a little bit different of a look. So they have to figure out what they want to do next. They've been expecting this op at C, pushed up at C, etc., etc. But it's a little bit of a switch here that G2 have made very late in the game. Good coverage toward mid, but now they know they can work this with that Prowler expired. And they're given the space by Jonah P, but gaining the space, I don't know if it gives them that much. They're still just falling into the hands of G2 at this point.
Hey, they picked the right site.
The thing is you might Nightfall back into sight. When it did that last time, it smothered a lot of
That kid is
sounds here to allow
everything.
potentially
That kid is
Asuna
everything,
to
and
get
that
the
Tether is
overdrive value
unbelievable.
into the site.
Asuna dash through. A big C's prevented them from getting in right away, so it
Ooh.
did give G2 an
Yous
extra
made
moment
a bit
to
of a
set up.
play here.
I like the push, though, from 100 Thieves.
Whoa. Okay. Well,
Cosmic Divide.
3v4.
Nightfall comes out. Alt for alt here as we're getting to the pressure point.
Down
The
we really
final
went in.
portions of this map. And now tagged up, moving
This is
in.
it.
It has
Dude,
to be G2.
they got
Right
no
shots here.
space.
Cryo
How are they
actually
meant
has
to
a
win
really
this? Someone
good
just has to
position
frag
here.
out
He gets himself
heavy.
around, but they're not going to leave it with a bit of a high load
The
that they
Tether
have
was
on the other
unbelievable
side.
again
A
as well.
C's comes through as well.
Oh, okay.
Too close is Jogamo. His shoulder peeks through, but Leaf's able to capitalize on 2 kills. Cryo has to do so much work here. He's going to delay, gives himself a gate crash to get a bit of a fake out here. A shot. Does he know the HP?
Oh
He
my
doesn't even
god,
care.
dude.
It's a
Oh my
headshot.
god.
Cryo with the
How,
Guardian
man.
saves the day
That's
for
an
100
insane
Thieves.
1v3,
Cryo with the
dude.
Red Bull
They
clutch.
4v3, this 3v4 all in,
About to
both
break the dreams of
ults.
G2 moving
And he's
forward
done
again in
this.
the lower brackets, 26 and 18.
Absolutely saved them.
Staying calm under the pressure. When the wall came down in, G2 was looking so good for the retake. He gets the cleanest shots.
And this has to be a memory.
Okay,
for
one
G2.
chance,
the
man.
scoreline they face once
One
again,
go
the
at it.
same thing from
Dude, look
yesterday.
at the ults they're up
It's
against.
100 Thieves could put a final nail in the coffin with this
Look
round.
at these
It
ults.
couldn't even be possibly the 4v5. They have to do more right off the bat because G2's come back from just about everything.
They're moving so quick. There's still ults available for G2's side, though, to try to stall this one
that's
more time.
just pop your
Try
ult
to
and see what
push
you
this
got.
into overtime.
He doesn't see anything in sight just yet. Molly goes up top. It's going to be a dimensional drift.
Dude, the body block.
Nobody sees that for the moment. Oh, Trent! Jonah P are going to activate on both Busio and Asuna. Not looking good for 100 Thieves. Jogamo is ready to activate from the back of the site.
Yeah,
As
no
Valen
matter
gets
what, there's
two,
too many
and
ults
this
here,
is
man.
looking like an
There's way too
overtime
many
pro
ults here.
matchup. Is Xander
You don't want to say it
is
was near
left
to impossible,
versus
but
5.
And they already knew that he
would
was
have had to
towards
done a
middle. The wall
madness.
was activated there. Lipa's watching for that push, but the spike is out in the open. Cole gets the first pick that went to Trent before he gets jammed and forced to fall back, but this is looking grim here for for 100 Thieves, rather. G2 will definitely be able to push this into overtime unless Xander pulls out the M80 Challenger Xander that we know he could do.
No, right? It's just there's too many. There's too many.
I almost had a chance there.
30 seconds left.
At least already on the lurk.
And now they hide
Yeah,
from
Leaf's
him.
got him.
They're like, you know what? Let's not. Okay, gets the spam through. That's the shot they needed.
dude, what a banger.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are all tied up on our 3rd map now. G2 have done it to make the comeback happen.
Pressure is on now. I'd like to say for the side of G2. This is once again deja vu. Playing overtime on this map. And if they have that PTSD, they probably have to keep somebody anchored up towards this B side. Once they play the defensive end. But at least for now, they start on the attack.
Gets
and
the
they
hero
want
up
to
out
fight as
shot.
a group. A glass
Why not?
cannon op. In the hands of Cryo to try to hold up towards B. It's a perfect read to start.
You have to take this TP, man, surely.
The OT
Fade Eye goes round the other corner. Oh.
This is completely different. Cryo misses. And actually
That's a
turns
painful
before he
miss,
activates
bro.
the gate crash.
It's a big,
Enough
big
time for him
miss.
to go down to the hands of G2, and now they have to reset themselves to have.
It's good info though, but he didn't see the guy at the back. He only saw
full
one.
Squad, they're falling left and right in 1v1s.
A 4v5, they had to try to make a play to find information, and both of them on each extremity get punished. On an overextension, unfortunate miss from Cryo, shooting between two players on a double swing. And we go back to the game plan of G2, trying to find
They are about to hit the site with
KJ
us too, though.
and trying to take down Busio
But
on
the
the
no
B side.
smokes means
But
that this should be
thankfully, Asuna is still there. The crossfire is being set
kinda,
up.
I'm not saying easy for G2, but
That is
a lot easier.
the silver lining of the last stand
Because this
potential
Fade Eye
for
should completely
100
wreck
on their
him.
defense.
All the throws go out. Hopefully they
That's a
shoot
nice
that for
shot.
Busio so we can
And then
stay
he
alive a
didn't
little bit
clear
longer in that
Busio yet, but
position
Busio's now
because he's
shot.
actually still got a good spot now. He's tethered. He's known. Jogamo's going to clean that one up, but Jog took a lot of damage. He's looking for his side, and he's got enough coverage to keep it going.
Yeah, nice hand from
G2
G2. Yeah, that was a big misser.
First overtime round, 13-12. Game point, G2.
G2 able to crawl back, claw back, and take the lead back in the series. I don't think any of these teams are humming right now. This is intense. It comes down now to G2. Can they actually close this out? This would mean a lot for a team like G2
Oh, man.
to be able to win the map of Pearl in overtime. To knock out 100 Thieves. And 100 Thieves are trying to move in as a group. Back into a B main control.
Focusing with Busio still on the right side. It's the strat they've run numerous times throughout the map already. So they know they want to get a little bit of info here and then see if they can move the map. A kill moves them forward. They're going to go ahead and drone pretty early, or clone, I should say, pretty early. They're committed
Lose B
somewhat to
control.
here, so
We have a
it's gonna
Prowler
be
over
tough for them
towards
to get out
middle.
if Busio loses any info in mid.
He picks up the orb if
He's
he
gonna
gets
go
a
ahead
plant
now,
and a
already
kill,
start to rotate
obviously.
over, so this is the commit. They want this, fans.
A lot of info, they gotta go. Asuna's gotta tank those fawns.
HP is slowly going down, trying to
It's a lot. Dude, this smoke is crazy underrated. It's so good.
The controller on G2's side.
Oh!
Busio's gonna be able to grab three
What
of
the
them.
hell
What is
is
this
that,
from the
dude?
IGL? Busio
How's
continues
he
to
done
run
that?
Lysander. The whole team's moving as a pack, just like you said they needed to do.
He did the
and
same thing
stick
that he did in the
together
split.
here, hip to hip on these trades if they want to get through G2. It looks like we're going uno mas.
The triple kill out from Busio activates the lockdown, and yeah, we look like we will go into a double overtime play.
Just to play
You're
through.
running across a one-way. Crossfire is being set up. Not gonna happen.
What is this?
And
Give me the
Cryo, who
replay.
missed an offshot, a crucial offshot in the previous round, is able to get that easy kill onto Jogmo
Yeah.
to bring the confidence back into this round.
And reset that. It's a sigh of relief. Never happened, right?
Never
Reset.
happened.
You're good. You're good.
Boss, bro.
Forget about that round. At least it's a
Jeez.
Damn.
That's twice now that Busio in this BO3 is able to do a beautiful spray transfer
Yeah.
to get a triple kill.
Jeez. And
Up
that's what
again.
He said he wants to do, get back to that play
Second
style,
go
back
at
to
it.
that flow state
They're
where
going
it just
towards him
becomes
again as well. He's not as
instinctual
committed
in
this
that
time.
moment, and we saw it there.
Drone
Coming
goes
through
out.
just
He's
a
gonna
little
hear
bit for
drone.
Busio. Push onto A site here for 100 Thieves. They want the instant information, and they're going to have to be chasing G2 on this round because they're moving.
Busio's gonna
just
do a
as
lot.
fast
Is
towards
this
B.
like one of those mollies where he can sit?
Oh,
boy.
back to back, trying to actually get that.
He says one of his
sand
mollies
through
he can sit in the
screen.
corner.
Yeah, another wall
What
bang.
is that,
Yeah,
bro, as
not
well?
looking good. The way the G2
That
is
was
picking up
nice.
their attack rounds is so brute force and quick. Do not see 100 Thieves having a good time on these as we keep switching sides.
And this time at least 3 players to go back towards B main to support Leaf. And while this happens, I mean, he gives it up. Asuna is moving back towards Street, but that means that Salvos will be ready. Valiant could start falling back. Probably has another star to work with. Waiting for it to probably regen. Actually has no stars left. Using it now for the execution for the side of G2.
Oh, it's so tough. Just everybody on the other side. Jog making the shot on Asuna as he had so many targets to dodge and prepare for. And that is going to be another
nice exec though, to be honest.
overtime round.
This exec looked absolutely
side.
brutal. Salvos, TP where the salvos are. That flash looked like it was insane timing. That was a nice hit.
Story once again is repeated. G2 map and series point. G2
Oh yeah.
on the B site hit. And the story once again is repeated. G2 map and series point. And right now in this overtime, both of the teams are just brute forcing their way as a group. Nice.
All right. No op this time. Everybody heading in with the rifles, knowing these rounds are getting faster, quicker and quicker each time. Spikes dropped here for 100 Thieves. This is a round they look for fights.
And look at the change from G2 though. They're actually not using any razor finds towards the B side. They're anticipating some sort of late hit back towards middle. They kind of know that there's some sort of early conditioning coming out from 100 Thieves' side. So the clone comes out, it'll get shot. But on the side of 100 Thieves, it didn't activate any walls. So they must know now that the Vice is currently playing towards the A site, but that's still a different story. It's only a wall.
Guys are gonna make a call.
Likes to place towards this art.
The one person fake over towards A with the B split, as we can see on the mini map. That's looking pretty rough here. This guy needs to try. Yeah, dude, that drone kind of spots there's no one behind here, so I don't think they're gonna rotate much. Feel like Trent did really good here.
Slide in. Spike is actually on this play.
That tether was perfect. Oh, that's a good flash.
The Spike is there, but they're able to actually trade this.
The flash from Joke most lovely.
Yeah, a little bit of a walk up by Boostio, but it is 2 down for 100 Thieves here to G2's 1.
30 seconds left. But the wall is down, so 100 Thieves can start walking into this. But the more that they wait, Trent's in the perfect area with the salvos to delay.
G2 made the comeback. They've put the pressure on each round. They're now giving up a little bit of the space here on the round that could be theirs. The plan
Dude,
comes
Boostio
through.
gets a kill.
On the salvos for that, and Boostio
This
is gonna be
all
forced to put it
comes
on the right
online.
side, and the mollies aren't to pause the plan.
They got a
They're
good
to
amount
pause
of
the entry
delay.
back into the site.
One kill
And
gives Boostio an ult.
I have no idea if he has a
You
smoke
see him
coming
kinda
back or not.
peeking out, looking for it right through the window. Boostio does not get haunted, but he does get spammed for a moment. Xander answers with 1 at 3v3 as they start to enter the site. 100 Thieves trying to stay alive in this series, trying to stay alive from the elimination. The jump over is not enough, and it's going to be the kill for 100 Thieves. We go again.
The crossbar set up out in the open.
Did Xander did a spam one in his smoke at spawn as well early? That was nice.
And you're playing the
Solid little crossfire.
Boostio
Yeah, he
being
did.
selfless just at the corner of Church. So they can re-swing on the side of Heart, re-swing towards main, and push this into another round. Both teams now finding a lot of success on their attack sides when they faltered.
Man, it's supposed to be so insanely stressful.
Ooh, the timeout comes through, Vans. Twice now, G2 has had the game point chance, and twice has 100 Thieves pulled it back to all tied up. We go to a third overtime now as 100 Thieves will call the timeout so Zix can get in the ears of the team. Reset them, maybe even something different here as you're flipping the last pages of the strat book, getting this late, and G2 is now in a second situation where their series is just going the distance, and it's the first time we've really seen them in this state throughout the stage and playoffs.
And it's the same story for 100 Thieves.
Loser goes home, yeah.
A team that
You
has
don't
been
play for like 2
faltering
months.
Match after match
Yeah.
on Pearl is actually taking it the distance and actually looking quite good against G2. Their #1 seed in Omega against the #3 seed in Alpha. They had to get decided in the mid-round.
They go for the
100
no
Thieves didn't
op.
have the greatest of starts.
The no op 3-person
Remember, the
aggro over
victories that they
towards
had
B,
were
set 1
against
up,
the #4
TP away,
seeds
I
and
guess.
Lower.
Yeah.
And they're now fighting toe-to-toe against G2 like they're also a #1 seed on Alpha.
Yeah.
And then this round, G2.
All of this just to lose the
working as a group,
EG.
but this time towards the A main.
I mean, honestly,
No more
maybe.
towards B. The read out of this one from this timeout is
Maybe with
fight
how they
towards
looked.
B for 100
Okay, nice
Thieves.
setup with the 1 over towards
It's
here.
not the
They'll get the
best reads
TP
yet,
early, like we
but
said.
there's enough stalls from the
Dude,
amount of
100
stars and
Thieves
util
use
from both Xander
like their TP
and
so
Busio
early on
towards A.
this.
I think we've yet to get a
The
win
G2
from that
have been like
defensive
execing
squad,
pretty
right?
fast. We said them like majority of the time
We'll
when they
have to
attacked, they
see
were like hitting the site
who
within
can
1
flip
minute.
The script. Towards A, that 3-stack still stands. Is now G2 start to lurk towards the left side. They're doing this
See what
again.
Asena's got
The
here.
breadcrumbs to leave
It's the
across
drone
map,
still, right?
looking
Yeah,
to
okay, well.
insert one player as they now pull the furthest one away back to the team.
Asuna was
Oh
overcommitted
boy, he
here
sticks
with
around. He
the
does have
fact
his
that
wall to try to get out of there, yeah.
Now with more util coming
Prowler
through,
out of him.
it's forced
Jump
to fall
spot,
back,
didn't
and
see numbers
nobody
yet.
really from 100 Thieves are rotating yet, and there's
Yeah.
such a huge gap. Look at
Here's
that,
the extra
there's nothing
Prowler.
holding for information on the side of 100 Thieves. This is the
And
perfect
we did point it
timing
out
for
earlier,
Leaf
Cry
to
used
start
both his TPs
activating
pretty
and
early,
hitting
so
into the
these
side,
two
especially
are
now that the
on their
Prowler
own
misses
for
and
the
doesn't
whole
get
time
information
here.
towards Street. They have to anchor up now for EU.
Don't know when this
and
fade
Asuna,
comes up,
or
but
to play soft side and give it up.
Oh, he's trying to find a way to stand. Where to stand? Leaf takes down EU. You talked about how free that street side was. Trent turns on to Asuna to take him out, and the
This is nice,
heavy-handed
though.
defense over at A does not pay off after the timeout for 100 Thieves as they're forced to rotate.
I see the TP from Jogimo as well. Get damage from his own teammate Salvo just to get that space.
Yeah.
Now to flood retake, you have to come up huge for 100 Thieves. You need a miracle now to win the round.
Xander with one. Is it going to be enough? No, they're not turning. They don't have the angles. And they can just see him in Jogimo's dimensional drift here. 2 left, though. It looks like it's going to be half. He knows where one is coming from, but now his back is to the firepower of Trent, too, in this situation. It's so tough.
Yeah, no
G2
time
are
on it.
just going to toy with Cryo
It's a
on
great
this
try.
one. The time is gone for the defuse, and Jogimo hits the final shot. Anyways, 15
yeah,
to
100 Thieves have to
14,
put like some
G2
kind of Astra
pull
star
away
down
with
to
another
save.
attack round.
Like they have to do what G2 are doing, that star, so it
It's a
can like
checkerboard on
once
that-
the
on that
backside
scoreline.
gets
Back and
spammed with the
forth.
double salvo stun, they gotta be able to have somewhere to hide here.
Now you're trying to pull out all stops on the side of 100 Thieves. They have
It's a
to
nice
use
strat though, big
timeout
distraction over towards
to
B as
figure out
well,
a
and they
strategy
create pressure over
against
towards
G2's
A,
attack,
so it's like
and
a nice
it was
map
still a
default.
wrong read. Again, we just talked about they have to play soft side or give it up, and both of them get caught off guard. For
Problem
both
with these
EU
rounds
and
is
Asuna.
feels like
Now
100
G2
Thieves, the
back
rounds
at
they win
series
are more
point.
individuals, and the rounds that
They're
G2
playing
wins
a
are
2-on-2
more
information for Streets that was
like
missed
nice
by 100 Thieves
macro.
in the previous round.
Ooh. Asuna on a solo mission. Activates wall. Finds a fight he might want. It's just Asuna go kill. Nobody can help him right now. This is literally the strat. He's feeling it, and he
Whoa.
asks for it. They're going to give it to him. Give him the
That he
space
did
got. He's
incredible
able to
though.
shut him
One pass
down.
on the side, Vance to
It's a
somehow get
1-for-1 now.
another.
Valen taking a bit of damage. They figured out where he is, and it's pretty much the same setup that 100 Thieves has, so they need to
Great
uproot him
job.
from this, and they do, Vans.
If he got 1 kill, it was good enough. But here comes a double flank from G2. That's probably not expected by 100 Thieves. Prowler to try to stall. Prowler to try to find information. Trent with salvos. Now spotted. Here comes the hit.
Ooh, Cryo
They're
wanted
waiting
to
for that
jump
TP
peek and
coming
Sander
in from
committed.
Cryo. He's not going to take it, though. The fake TP to get rid of that gate crash.
Trent shot it. They want to keep it
Another
inside the
good
site.
jump again. That's a great shot from Jonah P.
Shoot. 1, 2. Oh, they're letting him get half. It's getting risky, though. It's getting very risky, though. That's
Damn,
gonna be the
dude, there we
shot.
go.
Trent hits it.
What a
They
mad
shut
game
down the
this was.
heist. G2
What a mad,
eliminate
mad
100
game this
Thieves,
is.
and they'll
Ah,
move
dude, I
on
feel
in
bad for 100
playoffs.
Thieves. No matter who lost this, you got to feel bad for them here. It
It
was an
had to come
absolute
down to Trent on a
crazy game.
1v1 to get that
Dude,
final
it's delivered
kill.
on a mental
It
level.
was labored, but G2 is able to move on.
Push to the